All right, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? My name is Philip Banglade, the author, the start of FxProNow, and the start of what I'll be calling in the future Omni Group, and it just means everything. And yeah, I'm excited to be able to actually start this with you guys, and I promise you, FxProNow is just the start, the foundation of what I'll be creating in the future. And my goal is to be able to help out as many people as possible, learn the world of Forex so that we can be able to come together in the future and be able to create something massive, right? Just know that this is this will be something large, and you guys are just seeing the start of it. So what I'm going to be talking about right now is what I call the red blue cloud method. Came up with this method about, I want to say, I think like 5 months ago or something like that. And the way I came across this method was I was actually learning from somebody, just like a strategy that they use and stuff like that. Help them to create over $1 million worth of profits. And I'm like, okay, how'd they do that? And I saw the fact that they were just doing the same thing over and over and over. And I'm like, man, okay, let me try this out with the information that I currently already knew. I just put it together with what they were talking about, and literally within a 3-hour time frame, I multiplied my account by 6 times with the same exact method. And in that 3-hour time frame, and that was cool. But I was like, okay, let's just say if I teach this to somebody else, like, would this start to work? And literally, I've been seeing testimony after testimony after testimony that this works very, very well. The ratio at which it works is way more than 90%. And I'm not just saying that. This is facts. Literally, somebody today said they went 9 for 9, and the other day, within a week time frame, 17 for 17. And it's over and over and over where the ratio at which somebody gets these 10 pips is just so grand. So what I really think is cool is that once I share this with you, literally you're going to know it, and it's going to be so simple that you can be able to teach somebody else, and literally you can be able to build your account just with this if that's what you wanted to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this down real fast, and I'm going to apply it right in front of you. Maybe you'll be able to actually get some pips if something is available, and maybe not, but I guess we'll see. All right. So the way that this works is you want to make sure, first of all, that you have the cloud in your actual thing itself. So a very, very important video to watch before you even start watching this or start applying this is in the section right here. So section number 2 is where I talk about the red blue cloud method, right? So if I was to go to that section, right, and if I was to go to the section, you want to make sure that you watch this risk management video before continuing. So thank you very much, Bashir, for subscribing to our channel. Really appreciate it. So you want to make sure that you watch this risk management video. It's very, very important. I don't really want to go through that much detail, but on this specific video, but I know for sure that this video will be able to actually go through as much detail when it comes to risk management as possible. But what I will do is I'll go through as much detail to show you how this works. You want to be able to actually add the cloud on to your charts. You can be able to actually watch this video. And if I'm going a little quick for you, there's a multitude of other videos that I've done in the past that I'll be able to actually go in depth. Each video will probably have different situations. So, I'd encourage to actually go through these as well. But I'll do what I can today. So I'm going to add the cloud onto my actual chart itself. I actually have a template. And you can be able to actually get the same exact template on my website, FxProNow.com. And you can be able to download it if you have a PC. If you have a MacBook, you won't be able to download it, but this video right here will allow you to be able to put it onto your computer, right? So let's go ahead and do this. So let's say we were looking at AUD USD. First of all, I always start out with the H4 time frame. Well, even before that, I want to make sure that you guys get everything. So what I would definitely suggest is to only apply this method. Only apply this method. Only apply this method. I'm here to learn good stuff, brother. Only apply this method between the times of. I want to write this down so you guys see. Oh, come on. I don't have enough. I'm not logged in yet. I don't even know this. Is it this? I have no idea. Only apply this method. This is not the account. Sorry, guys. I don't even know the password. Anyways, only apply this method between the hours of 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time through till 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there was a period of time where I was doing this from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10 a.m. Eastern, and that's okay to do it till 10 a.m. But from what I've experienced is the fact that at about 8 a.m., 10 a.m. is when the market starts to shift. When the New York market opens, for some reason the market starts to shift and go from where it was going with trend during London to against trend when New York starts to open up. So it's fine to go deep into London, and then what I mean by that is like till 6 a.m. But I would suggest not to do any trades after 6 a.m. using this method, because this method is mostly used to just follow the trend, the long-term trend, and you know, being the fact that yes, it's only 10 pips, there's times that you could be able to actually get in, and it's literally at the wrong time, and I just wouldn't want that to happen. So to say it again, the times are from 10 p.m. Eastern to 6 a.m. Eastern, right? 10 p.m. Eastern to 6 a.m. Eastern. The easiest way I could be able to put it is if you're on the the Western hemisphere. I don't know if it's Western. Anyways, if you're in America, before you go to sleep, apply this method, right? I think that's just the easiest way I could be able to put it. So yeah, so from 10 p.m. Eastern, Eastern Standard Time to 6 a.m. Eastern is the times that I would apply this. Now, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go in depth on how this works today, right? So, we're always going to start out with the H4 time frame. Now, why the H4 time frame? Well, because the thing is, let's say this is where the current candle, like the current time of the market is right now. If I was to click on here and then drag into the past, this is about, let's just say, 80 candles. So 84-hour candles, which would compute to 320 hours, and those 320 hours, if you were to divide that by 24 hours in a day, that would be about 13.33 days. So essentially, what happens is this on the H4 time frame, if I was just looking at here, I would be looking at the last 2 weeks of data. Now, what the cloud will show me is what will potentially happen in the future, right? Based upon a calculation that this journalist came up with years and years and years ago in Japan, and he spent about 30 years, him and his team, figuring out how to be able to actually save his country, and he came up with this Ichimoku Kinko Hyo cloud. So from here, this will tell me, okay, maybe in the future it will actually show me the fact that the market will continue to the downtrend, to a downside, is what this is telling me right here, right? But I have specific rules when applying this specific method, and those rules are very, very simple. The other day I got a video sent to me where somebody that I actually taught this idea to out in Australia, She taught her 9-year-old son how to do this. And in my mind, like, it honestly didn't shock me because I've been saying this forever, where I strongly believe that, a 5-year-old could be able to learn this. Not taking anything away from a 5-year-old or the 9-year-old or anybody, but I just believe it's that simple that once you learn this, you can be able to make pips whenever. And I think that's really, really cool. So the way that this works is, and first I'm going to find a pair that is good right now. So this one's actually not that bad. So the way that it works is we want to look at specific things, specifically the red line, specifically the blue line, and specifically where the price is in correlation to the cloud itself. Right, whether it be the red cloud or the green cloud. All right. Now, if your cloud doesn't look like this, and if you don't have MetaTrader 4 or anything like that, again, I would definitely refer to this specific video. And if you don't have MetaTrader 4 at all, then I would definitely suggest to go to the Intro to Forex section. And in the Intro to Forex section, you can be able to actually go to this specific video right here if you have a PC, and this specific video right here if you have a MacBook, and it'll actually show you how to be able to download those things with no issues. And if you don't have a live account or anything like that either, to be able to actually start funding real money, this is actually the broker that I currently use. And I actually show you step by step exactly how to be able to go ahead and create a live account. And you can be able to just click on this link right here to be able to actually create that live account as well, with no issues. It literally takes 30 minutes to create the account, fund the account, and everything, very, very simply. So going back to here, so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we look at the red line. Now, we're not looking at the red line all the way back here. We're looking at the red line literally right here where current price currently is right now. So we're looking at the red line, and obviously, what do you see here? We see the fact that the market is moving downwards. So essentially, you would look for sells, right? But we want to confirm those things by following a specific system. So we see that the red line is below the blue line, right? And price is below the red cloud, right? I actually want to get into here. Let's see if I know the password. Please. Thank God. All right. So going back, so all right, see that the red line is below the blue line and price is below the red cloud. This is exactly what I'm looking for, right? Now, what I want to do is I want to go down to the H1 time frame, and I want to see, okay, is the H1 time frame looking exactly like this, where the red line is below the blue line and price is below the red cloud, right? Now, why? Well, the H4 tells me what's happening within the last 2 weeks. The H1 will tell me, okay, is that same downwards push as aggressive for the last couple days? Because if I was to go 80 candles in the past on the H1 time frame, right, where each candle equals 1 hour, then essentially it's 80 hours. And if I was to divide 80 hours, 24 hours, that's about a little bit more than 3 days. So for the last couple days, has it been the same type of aggressive push? Well, not really. And that's what the cloud is actually showing me right here. We see that the fact that there's a green portion of the cloud and the price is currently under a green cloud. So essentially we see that the red line is below the blue line, yes, but price is below a green cloud. I would rather price be below a red cloud. So essentially in the future, right, you see where it says time -10. So in about 10 1-hour candles or 10 hours in the future, you'll be under that red cloud. And I feel a little bit more comfortable waiting till then to even look at this. So being the fact that the H4 was good, that's cool, but I need to make sure that the H4, the H1, and the M15, and we'll get to there if there is one available, all correlate where the red line is below the blue line and price is below the red cloud. So I'm actually going to draw this out for you real quick so you'll be able to see literally how simple this is. So for sells, we're looking for the red line to be below blue line and for price to be below the red cloud. Specifically on the H4, H1, and M15. That's simple. That's simple. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go to, let's just say, so being the fact that, you know, it wasn't good on the H1 time frame, literally all I do is skip it. I don't even have to look at it. You're going to get so good at this that you can be able to go through every single pair within 15 minutes. That's how simple it is. So literally, you know, you get home from work, you know, you cook, took a shower, you're about to go to bed, you apply the red blue cloud method and go to sleep. Wake up to, you know, your profits, right? You set your 10 pips and, you know, you're good. So let's go ahead and so what's the time frame that we start out with? Go ahead and write in the comment section what's the time frame that we start out with. Right, so right now currently we're on the H1 time frame, but we need to start out with the H4 time frame. So what do we see here? We see that the red line is below the blue line and price is below a red cloud. On point, right? So what's the next thing that I do? Very simply, go to the H1 time frame, and what do we see? We see that the red line is below the blue line and price is below the red cloud. Very, very easy, right? Now, understand this. Now I'm going to go through like some intricate details and stuff like that. So anytime that you see the red line and the blue line are separated at a great distance, just know that there will be a pullback that comes. Sometimes at or passing the space in between the red line and the blue line. Think of the red line and the blue line like magnets pulling to each other, but they're pulling so fast when they start to move. They'll pull so fast that sometimes they'll tend to cross. So it would tend to look like something like this. So think about like a pendulum, right? So think about how a pendulum, if you pull, the further that you pull in the opposite direction from each other, the faster they'll come to each other and the further that they'll actually push away from each other. But then they'll kind of oscillate until they're in an equilibrium or something like that. That's exactly how this works, right? So just know the further that they pull away from each other, the faster they'll pull back to each other, okay? Just like this. You see how this pulled away from each other, right? And then what did it do? See how the red line is below the blue line, and then what happened? It pulled up, right? Then we have the red line above the blue line, and then what happened after that? The red line is below the blue line, and then it continued. So you see how this right here, it went flat, and what do you see here? Same exact thing. But then essentially, what did we see after that push up? Continue to the push down, right? So there may be times that you'll get into one of these trades and they'll pull up, and that's okay. Why is it okay? Because remember, the H4, what did it say? In the future, continuation to the push to the downside. So if there's a pullback in between, don't worry about it. Don't try to close it out. Don't try to get fancy or anything like that. Stay the course. Set your 10 pips, no stop loss, and just let it rock, right? The ratio between, you hitting your take profit is anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours, right? I forget exactly what my numbers were, but about 80% of the trades that you get into will hit take profit within the first 48 hours, right? And what I mean by that, so think about, like, really listen to what I just said. For every single trade that you do, 80% will hit take profit between the first 24 hours, within the first 48 hours, right? And then after that, 15%, which is crazy, right? 15% will hit take profit within 7 days. Now that price sounds crazy, but just imagine if anything, 95%, 95 trades out of 100, no matter what, hit take profit. Think about those numbers. and then think about what you're currently doing right now. Are you getting those numbers? So that's the power of this of this thing. So anyways, we see that the H4, we see the red line is under the blue line and price is under the red cloud. Good stuff. So now H1, we see the red line is under the blue line and price is under the red cloud. And then let's go ahead and go to the M15. And what do we see? Currently, not good. Why? Because we see the red line is above the blue line and price is below a red cloud. Yes, but the red line is above the blue line. I need the red line to be below the blue line. So this system is just so particular where it's gonna kick you out if it's not good. But if it's good, it's just hit and take profit. So there's sometimes where you're gonna get a whole bunch of trades that are good with the system, and sometimes there's no trades, but that's okay because I'd rather be quote unquote safe than sorry. All right, so let's continue. Right. So yes, it's not good in the M15, but let's just just for practice. And oh, cool, this is actually going up. So what do we see? We see that the red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud. Right. So what do we think that we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and go down to the H1 time frame because this is good for the buy, but I need to make sure it's good on the H4, H1, and the M15. All right, so we have the red line above the blue line and price above a green cloud, H1. What do we see? We see the red line is above the blue line and price is in the cloud. Yes, this is good as far as the red line and blue line, but price is in the cloud. Anytime that price is in the cloud, it's no good. Why? It's a level of consolidation, right? So anytime that the red line or price are in the cloud, it's no good. If the blue line is in the cloud, it's okay, right? But if the red line and the price itself are in the cloud in any type of way, up or down, it's no good. So let's go ahead and write this down for buys, now that we know this one. So buy. Very, very simply, if the red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud, buy. Right? So H4, H1, and M15. Very, very simple. All right, so go ahead and take a screenshot of that. If you want more content, you can literally just go into FxProNow.com or on a YouTube to be able to get more. All right, so let's go ahead and go to. And by the way, guys, I appreciate you guys like hopping up on here and trusting in me that I could be able to even teach you anything. All right, so as we can see here, let's go to the H4 time frame. That's where we're gonna always start. So what do we see? We see the red line is above the blue line, the price is above a green cloud. Now, here's the thing. Anytime that you see a cloud that's very, very thin and then switches, like you see the red cloud, blue green cloud, red cloud, green cloud, the market is confused, as you can see back here, right? So it doesn't really know where it's going. So just watch out for that. Anytime you see a thin cloud in any way, watch out for that. Think of a thin cloud like a thin sheet of paper. Think of a thick cloud like a thick book. For example, like this. You see how it's just nice. You can tell that the market knows where it's going, and you can be able to see a clear difference between this. Does that make sense? Right? So remember when I said, hey, listen, anytime that the red line and the blue line are far apart from each other, just watch out for a pullback. The further that they're away from each other, the more the pullback. The higher time frame that you're on, the more the pullback. Okay. Anytime that you see a lot of bullish candles or bullish or bearish candles in one direction, right? Just expect a pullback at some point in time. Don't be scared. If all the rules line up as far as the H4, H1, and M15 are good, go ahead and knock that out. But just be weary. Just be cautious is what I'm saying. Right? So let's go ahead and being the fact that this is good, I have to proceed. Yes, the blue line is in the cloud, but again, like I said, if the blue line is in the cloud, that's okay. The red line or the blue or the price itself are in the cloud, that's no good. So this is actually good. So let's go to the H1 and see what's going on. So what do we see? We see the red line is above the blue line, and what do we see? The price is above a green cloud. Very good. So let's go ahead and go to the M15, and what do we see? We see that the red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud. So essentially it follows all of our rules. We see red above blue, above green, H4. Red above blue, above green, H1. Red above blue, above green, M15, right? Now, if at any point in time price goes below this portion right here, I just be cautious, right? If price goes below this area right here, then essentially not just goes but closes under this area right here, this 113. Price is essentially probably broken structure, probably heading to the downside, right? Just letting you guys know. Right, and that's based upon market structure. You'll be able to actually learn this as time progresses. But yeah, so let's go ahead and I see a very nice bearish candle, right? But just remember, as far as risk management, right, and that risk management that I'm talking about, you'll be able to actually learn in this specific video right here, right, in session number 2. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this one right now. Even though this bearish candle, it still follows our system, right? Now, here's the thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set my 10 pips. And I know this price sounds weird, but with no stop loss. And I'll just let it rock. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Start at an H4 time frame. And as you can see, that was very simple. Just look for the red line above the blue line above the green cloud and blah, 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 blah. Or, vice versa. So we see the red line is above the blue line and price is below the red cloud. So obviously this is not good either. All right, URCHF. What do we see? The red line is above the blue line and price is below the red cloud. So that's not what we're looking for either. Right? What do we see? The red line is above the blue line and price is above the green cloud. So what do we do next? This is good. H1. See, the red line is above the blue line and price is above the green cloud. This is good. Just remember, this may have a pullback. Right? At 15, what do we see? We see the red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud as well. Right? It kind of does look like the pullback is coming right now. Right? It may bounce off of that cloud right there and then continue its way to the upside, but it does follow our rules. Right? Sometimes it may be scary, but if it follows the rules, it follows the freaking rules. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this one. All right. Boom. All right. Set the 10 pips and let that rock. DJ. Allows to scroll in. We see the red line is below the blue line and price is below a red cloud. Good. H1. And what do we see? No good. All right. Indecision and definitely indecision because I was still on that sell and I'm like, no, keep going. So I have to close out. So I'm done for the day. Right? H4. We see the red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud. Good. H1. We see the red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud. Very nice green cloud. Good. And 15, what do we see? The red line is above the blue line and price is above a green cloud. Yes, the blue line is in the cloud, but the red line and price are outside of that cloud. All right. So we'll go ahead and set our buy and set our 10 pips. No stop loss and let that rock. All right, EURJPY. What do we see? Let's go ahead into H1. You see the red line is above the blue line and price is below a red cloud, so that's not good. CHF, we see red below blue, below red, good. H1, red below blue, below this green. Now this is not as bad. We see a very nice big push, very nice push on the H4, very nice red cloud. You see, this is not bad. All right, now essentially you see that there's this green cloud right here. Yes, I would definitely say stick to the rules, right? In 9 hours it will go into the red, but you can even make exceptions as you know, at points of times and stuff like that. The lower the time frame that it doesn't really follow our plan, you know, the better. But just know that that the higher the time frame, the more I would stick to the rules, right? So the H4, definitely stick to the rules. H1 is M15 is as well, but as you can see, this is a very small green cloud, and as you can see, all here is red, right? And then it turns into red again. So this is okay. Let's look at the M15. Most likely it's going to kick us out, as you can see. That's why you want to make sure that each time frame is good, not just sticking to one or whatever it is, all right? As you can see, the red line is above the blue line under the red cloud, and that does not follow our rules, okay? So let's go ahead and go to the H4. As we see, indecision, no good. Anytime that you look at the chart and there's no like automatic in your mind that it's going a certain direction, it's most likely not good. All right. If I'm not mistaken, in Japanese, it means, or in English, Ichimoku Kikuhio means one look cloud. I have no idea, but I know something along the lines of in there. It means one look. All right. So let's continue. You see, the red line is above the blue line, above a red cloud, no good. Anytime that you see like stuff like this, is not just skip it. Right? Above a red cloud, no good. Inside of a cloud, no good. This is just ugly. All right, ugly. See red above, red below blue, below red, good. H1. See red below blue, below red, good. And as you can see here, remember, at one point in time, so right now this is the future of the cloud, and it actually tells you 26 candles into the future, right? This cloud does, right? Now at one point in time this was in the future, right? So essentially it actually told you, hey, listen, there was going to be a pullback. So literally all the way back here, right, the cloud told you it was going to happen here, which is crazy. So it did tell you, hey, listen, it's going to pull back. So what do you think it's also going to tell you? It's going to pull down, right? Which is pretty interesting. So we see the red line is below the blue line, below the red cloud. Good. Now we'll go to the M15 and see that it's not good on the M15 at least. Okay, so we see prices above the red cloud. What I would definitely suggest is to wait. Now, how long? Let's go to the H1 and check. Well, it says, okay, right now, it says it should start pushing down, right? So when is it going to start pushing down aggressively, right? And what I mean by aggressively, like where is the cloud like really pushing down hard? Well, right here. So in 3 hours, then it starts pushing. Then right here in 10 hours or 9 hours, then it starts pushing aggressively again, right? So what I usually do is I just set an alarm on my phone saying, hey, listen, that's a Siri. EUR, remind me in 9 hours to look back at EUR AUD, right? Set an alarm. If it follows in accordance with our rules from 10 p.m. Eastern to 6 a.m. Eastern, then I knock it out. If not, then I just don't. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead. So we see the red line is below the blue line and price is below the red cloud. Now this is on the H1. So I got to check on the H4. When you see the red line is under the blue line, under the red cloud. Very good. And what does the red cloud tell us? Well, there may be a pullback coming, but essentially long term, it'll continue its way to the downside. Right. So again, H1, red line below the blue line below the red cloud, and M15. You see prices in the cloud, so just doing a pullback there. So, anything I'm just one for now. All right, URCAD. And you're probably wondering, how am I going from time frame? I mean, from chart to chart. I'm literally just click, hold, drag into the middle, and let go. Click, hold, drag into the middle, let go. Click, hold, drag into the middle, let go. All right. So H4 time frame, we see indecision, red line above the blue line, under a red cloud, no good. GBP AUD, red, blue, red, good. H1, red, blue, red, good. M15, no good. In the cloud. All right. GBP CAD, we see the red line is above the blue line, under a red cloud. I already know it's not good in the M15, so it makes no sense to go all the way to the H4. So like I said, at some point in time, you're going to get it to where you can be able to do all of them within 15 minutes. I mean, it's very, very simple. All right. As you can see, price is about to get into the cloud. Either way, the red line is over the blue line, no good. NZD CAD, we see just ugly. All right. I'm not even going to just touch this one right here. And then NZD CHF, we see prices in the cloud, literally. Right, we see prices pushing down, red above blue, above green, good. But let's look on the H4. As you can see, this is just something I wouldn't touch. You see that red is above the blue, above the green cloud, but where is it going? Into the red. You know what I mean? No good. See prices in the cloud, no good. And we're not going to touch any type of exotics. So that's actually another thing that's very key as well. When it comes to this method, I do not touch exotic pairs. So I only touch anything dealing with AUD, anything dealing with USD, EUR, GBP, CAD, JPY, CHF are the only, and NZD. I don't know if I said that already. So anything dealing with like the major markets, nothing like Turkish lira. Because let me tell you something, that's like a wild horse. All right. So essentially, these should hit take profit anywhere between in 20 minutes to 2 hours. Maybe it could take longer. That's usually like the time frame that it takes. Right. Don't worry about if it's going up or down and stuff like that. You'll just freak yourself out. Believe me, just let it rock. Right, and wake up tomorrow and profit. Right. Now we do have a Telegram group. In our Telegram group, you can be able to get access to all of our content anytime that we're posting something and stuff like that. Anytime that we're doing something. How can you be able to get access to our Telegram group? Well, if you go to our YouTube on our main page itself, you can be able to actually go into this section right here, be able to get access to our Telegram. Right, you want to add into both of them. Right. One of them is where I send out announcements, and the other one is where you can be able to actually write back and be able to get support. We actually have a website, FxProNow.com, and once you actually register onto FxProNow.com and put in your information and stuff like that, you can be able to log in, and once you log in, you can be able to actually get emails directly from us as well. Can you repeat the last part about the pairs? Yes, I can. So specifically the pairs, anything AUD, here, I'm just going to write it down for you. So I'll write it down here. So AUD, EUR, NZD, CAD, CHF. What else? GBP, JPY. What else? What else is there? Is that it? I think that's it, right? Did I put USD? Oh, and I live here. USD. All right. So go, you can go ahead and take a, picture of this and stuff like that. So, so yeah, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment in the actual comment box, not in the live thing, because I won't be able to see it after I'm done with this. So if you have any questions, go ahead and write it in the comment actual box once I'm done, and you'll be able to get your question